Yes, welcome back everyone. This is Nicardo Media House. Thanks for coming back again. But I want to say, man, thanks for supporting all the videos. Thanks for watching and like and sharing. You know, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know, good morning. Good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this video back and replay. But this video is about a few Reggae Boyz players on the move in Europe. A little details here you're going to get from me, but I want to tell the people, man, go in the channel and support the Prem podcast. It's a brand new show, episode one. The Prem podcast is all about the English Premier League. What happened over the weekend. We review the games. We talk, we have a vibes. We have fun, man. My guest was Daniel. Go over there and support his channel. His channel is in the description and it's in the start of the video. So you want to go over there and support him thing. But yeah, the Prem podcast is going to drop weekly every Monday at 10 a.m. But Reggae Boyz are on the move, man, in Europe. The likes of Shamar Nicholson, man. It's been a rough patch. Shamar Nicholson had a poor Gold Cup, man. He didn't perform up to his ability. Shamar Nicholson is a really talented player. Shamar Nicholson, man, is one from, Kingston, Jamaica, place of them called Rema, Trenchtown, you know, where the great Bob Marley is from. But yeah, Shamar Nicholson, he played for Spartak Moscow in Russia. A lot of ups and downs in the Russian league. Shamar Nicholson played 43 games, gave 12 goals, since in time at Spartak, still currently at the club. But since this new coach, the Spanish new coach, I think his name is Gili Albasca, something like that, man. Shamar Nicholson game time have limited. Shamar Nicholson played only quarter of the game since that coach have get appointed. This coach been there last summer. He got appointed in June 10. It's a very, very shock appointment from Spartak Moscow. This coach is 34 years old. He was on the books at Sevilla and Barcelona, before he retired at the age of 19. It's a very young coach. When a young coach come into a team, you want to stamp his class. When players look at coach like that, they don't really look at them like a father figure when you're that young. So as a new coach, I understand that it's something you come into a dressing room and a whole lot of egos, which I'm not saying Shamar Nicholson have a lot of egos, but yeah, as a new coach coming into a new dressing room, you want to stamp your class, you want to you put both feet down. If you don't really want a player in your squad, you're going to do everything in your hands to get him out of the club. And Shamar Nicholson, since that World Cup have ended, he haven't been named in the preseason. The team played a couple of games already. They lost on the weekend to Zenit St. Petersburg. No Shamar Nicholson in the squad. So it seems like he's on the move. But when Shamar Nicholson was at Belgium, man, he played over 80 games and he scored over 30 goals in his 3 year in Belgium. But after that year, 2021, after moving on from that Belgium team, Shamar Nicholson signed for Spartak Moscow. It was very shocked to me, like, but one thing I was thinking, the money, the money bag was heavy, and sometimes as professional players, when you see multiple clubs have multiple deals on the table, and you see this club over here, this club over here, you know, put more than the other, you're always gonna be thinking about that money, man, to secure that financially, especially family. Shamar Nichols is from a poor community, Trenchtown, but a lot of superstars came through that same community. But yeah, so I think that contract was really heavy. A couple club at one point in 2021 links with Shamar Nicholson, in the Bundesliga, and in the French league. But he went to Spartak Moscow, and he's been there since 2021, a couple seasons now. A lot of ups and downs and injuries, as I said. Since that coach got appointed, the team played over 50 games, and Shamar Nicholson only played 20 games last season. He started 10 and he scored 3 goals. I think he assists 1. So I want to see good for the Reggae Boy, man. But Watford, the club has been circling around. It's Watford. Watford is a club that been in the championship for the last couple of seasons. They got relegated from the Premier League in 2021-2022 season. They finished 11th last season. And finished 6 points below outside of relegation, outside of that playoff spot. And they kicked off their season a couple weeks ago. They beat QPR 4-0. They drew 0-0 with Philmont Algril. They got knocked out already in the EFL Cup. They got beaten by Stoke City. Stoke City is another former player playing for that team. Daniel Johnson. He played in that game too. But Watford have coached by Ishmael Valerian Ishmael. He's a Guadeloupe born. But he represent France in the youth levels, under 17 and under 21. But he's a very experienced coach. He used to play for in his days Bayern Munich, Werder Bremen. He was a coach a couple seasons ago for West Brom. He coached Barnsley. So, he's a very experienced coach in the English game. But his playing style is somewhat, kind of suit Shamar Nicholson. That 3-4-3, 4-5-1 direct. He used to play in those formations when he was at Belgium. That especially that 3-4-3, when he's playing that lone striker up front, but I think this coach can get the best out of him. It will be a real challenge, for Shamar Nicholson playing in the English Championship. It's a very tough league to play. 46 games. You play games Saturday, Tuesday. So it's a very tough league, man, to get out, man. Watford is a club that really ambitious to come back in the Premier League. Watford has always been signing international players. The last time Watford was in the Premier League, they have over 20 international players. I mean foreign players. But let's see. But Watford was interested in 2 players. One was Shamar Nicholson and the other was a Guinean player, Sori Kaba. Sori Kaba was at Michelin, before he went off to Cardiff on a loan spell. But guess what? Sori Kaba have signed for Las Palmas. He signed for Las Palmas last week. So that's off, that's off. That deal is off. So hope this deal can go through with Shamar Nicholson. Yeah, so guess who is at Watford as the main man right now? Vokun Bayo. Vokun Bayo is an Ivorian striker. He's the one that replaced Shamar Nicholson when he left that club in Belgium a couple years ago in 2021. And he's at Watford right now. So what a coincidence, man, to see Shamar Nicholson and the man that they bought to replace him in Belgium for Sporting Chalor. Yeah, but Shamar Nicholson, man, I love to see Shamar Nicholson in the EFL Championship. The English Premier League is like probably the best league in the world right now. It's very competitive. But Watford is a club that very ambitious to come to the Premier League. You never know. The EFL Championship sometimes is all about momentum. You can get that game, that level of consistency. Winning atmosphere. So I hope Watford can get that. And Shamar Nicholson, if he go there, can get promoted to the Premier League in a season or two. Just showcase a talent. You never know. A English club can see his talent and his potential and you know can sign him. But Watford, man, they have been struggling for goals. The coach, Valerian Ishmael, in his press conference that he did, he's been emphasizing on, you need another striker, you need goals, and you can't have one striker, at the club. They have they have um, a talented winger, been around the blocks in the EFL Championship, a journeyman for the championship, Tam Ince, Pauline's son. And they have this Colombian Asprilla, they signed him a couple seasons ago when they were in the Premier League, the big Senegalese winger. Ishmael Sarr, he left the club. He's in the French league right now. So yeah, Watford need bodies up front. They need bodies, especially striker. And Shamar Nicholson, he got that big 6'4" stature. But be a very good signing. But moving on, man, Damarai Gray, man. Damarai Gray, is on the verge of signing for Al Shabab in the Saudi Pro League. Damarai Gray is 27, man. He's a very talented player. I remember when Damarai Gray was a young player, coming through that Birmingham City system, in the championship. I used to see them a lot, a lot of journalists used to talk about Damarai Gray. He's very skillful. He played at youth level for England, now representing the Jamaica Reggaeboyz, but a couple weeks ago, Fulham was interested. He agreed personal terms with Fulham. Crystal Palace was interested at one point, you know, but Fulham just didn't manage to negotiate a proper transfer fee for the player with Everton. He's been at Everton for the last couple of seasons now. He was at Leverkusen when he signed an 18-month contract. Um, it's ups and downs with the Toughies, man. But remembering Damarai got in an Everton shirt, I can remember the goal that he scored on City when they equalized that in that 64th minute. I remember that goal like yesterday. He controlled that ball and kind of slipped a little and curl that ball in the left hand corner of the post. Of Edison couldn't move. He also scored a similar goal to that, extra time winner at Goodison Park against Arsenal. He gave that assist in the Gold Cup for Damian Lowe against America. Who remember that free kick that he took? He scored. I think he scored 2 goals or 3 goals in the Gold Cup. In the summer gone and assist one. He was Jamaica brightest player in that tournament. But it's a good addition for the Reggaeboyz also. But yeah, Al Shabab. I think they only got a real like a player that in the squad that who people would recognize, the Argentine Ever Banega. They have a Brazilian, not much many people going to know him, his name is Carlos, and I think they have someone else, but they don't have much superstar, but I think it's up to Damarai Gray now to, agree personal terms with Al Shabab. They already agree terms with the Toughies, Everton. So Everton need players, and guess what? Everton have signed Dan Juma from Villarreal. I think he's on a loan. They just signed Jack Harrison, so they were waiting for that deal with Jack Harrison to get over the line, so they can go ahead and try to start out that Damarai Gray move. He could exit the club, but if you gotta eat food, bro, you gotta eat food and earn money. You gotta take care of the family. So it's a very tricky one for Damarai Gray. Let's see what the player is going to do. I think going to make a decision. In the next couple of days. Let's see what's going to happen if he's going to agree terms with Al Shabab. But wherever you go, Damarai Gray, as a reggae boy, we're going to support you. Nevertheless, but this is Nicardo Media House, man. As I said in the early part in the video, the Prem Podcast, a brand new show. Go check that video out if you haven't, and run up that like button. You know what to do with that bell. But yeah, man. Thanks for watching, man. This is Nicardo Media House. We out. Salute.
In the city life, I'm feeling so alive. Drifting around the corner, got them shades on my eyes. It's a pretty little thing by my side that's flawless. Why you niggas still